Hi, this is Healing with Sunshine, and today you get another bathrobe and bedhead video. So I just have thoughts that I really wanted to record, and if it ends up online, cool. If not, that's cool too. I'll still have it. We're talking about evolution and the process of evolution, and the parts we agree with and the parts we disagree with. And I think the consensus was that we really didn't feel like we came from monkeys. We feel like evolution was different than the way, than that thought. And, Latin was where the topic came from. And, the fact that that's the base, that's the root. And then other things, built upon that. And how the brain also, started off as a root. But that thing's a supercomputer. It just processes data the way that nothing else can. Nothing else can process data the way that the brain does. And the more open you are to picking up on that data, the more you're going to know. But anyway, it's just, and then we started talking about COVID and how, we feel like there is going to be building, new technologies, new ways of thinking, new everything based on the fact of COVID, because it's been shown throughout history that after people are separated or get, virus or, affected by plague, whatever, where they separate people, there's massive growth that happens after that. And we are in the after that, and the massive growth I feel like is happening. I feel like COVID changed things, and whether it changed us as a whole with some sort of something that is going to create more evolution within us, or whether it is the fact that us being forced into separation and isolation allowed people the opportunity to connect, to connect with themselves, to connect with really only themselves and such a small group of people that, I don't know, it's changing things, and it got really chaotic, with all of the change that's happening. But people were segregated, I think, to make them go within and to find out what gifts they had and to find out what they can bring forth and to find out what's next. What's next as a whole based on the time you spent going within. Now, if you weren't someone that spent time going within, that's cool. You can benefit from those that did, because you're going to benefit from those that did. There's so much coming that is advancing us in ways that we can't even understand right now. But I really don't even know why I'm sharing all of this, and I do have a feeling this is getting posted, so here it goes. You get to see the inside of my head. Really weird, huh? But anyway, in my time that I went within was more in depth than I ever have in my entire life gone within. I am a completely different person than I was before I got sick with COVID. I've always been very intuitive. I've always, been someone who was connected, with that part of myself. But I'm telling you what, I got sick, and I got sick in a way that wasn't really expected at the time, because I ended up having C. diff from COVID. So I had COVID and then got C. diff from that, and ended up with pancolitis, and it was swollen shut in 3 different places, and had sepsis. My organs were shutting down, and here I am. That was 2021, and now it is 2024. So 18 months of that, I ate pretty much hard-boiled eggs and gluten-free toast. Only one brand that I could digest for that 18 months. And, during that time of sickness and antibiotics and all sorts of things that I had to go through, lots of pain, it was a really, really hard time. But anyway, with all of that, I truly, truly had to go within. And I truly, truly had to figure out how to heal myself, because there was not a doctor that knew what to do. There was nobody that knew what to do. And, I talked it through with my doctors about my plan and whatever, and how I was listening to my body, and I was able to drink vegetables. I couldn't eat any. I couldn't eat any fruit. There was just only so many things that I could digest on any given day. But anyway, very interesting process. I still, to this day, cannot even tolerate the thought of eating meat, which is crazy to me, because I always ate it. I always felt a certain way about eating it, but not enough that, I wasn't going to eat it, But now I can't even stomach the thought of eating it. I hate to even touch it, honestly. But, so my diet got really, really, really strict. And I had to listen, and I had to learn. I had to figure out, okay, what am I deficient in now? Asking my body every day, what do you need to survive today? What do I need to give to you to keep you from being in pain or from being ill for the next 30 minutes? And I literally took it 30 minutes at a time, and giving my body what I absolutely could give to it by listening to what I had to have, because I know I wasn't going to survive if I didn't learn how to hear what was going on in my body, and learning how to see what I needed to see. And I am telling you what, I was also a massage school student previously to that and during that time. But I was, so learning about the body and learning about the muscles and learning how to feel, layers deep in the body. I spent a lot of time really noticing how much more sensitive my touch was than all of the other people in my class. I want to say that one of the things that we had to do is put a piece of hair in a book and feel it through one page, and then feel it through, another page, and so on, until, you couldn't feel it anymore. And I couldn't feel it anymore when 17 pages were down. But up until then, I could feel it very very easily. It got a little more faint each time, but I could still feel and know where it was. So I was like, that's crazy. That is crazy. So I started working with that. I started working with the fact that, my hands and my fingers were super duper sensitive. And I could feel things that other people couldn't feel. Which that was cool. And I'd already been a Reiki master for, I don't know how many years at that point. But anyway, that's beside the point. Well, not really, because I had already been working at energy, so that also increased my sensitivity. But, I learned about, taking in the energy and feeling it and knowing where it was. And then I was working in class one day, and I want to say we were working neuromuscular therapy and trigger point, which, you're feeling through muscles to figure out where these knots are and the trigger points, which sometimes can radiate pain to different areas and what that means and what you need to do and all that kind of stuff. But I was doing that, and I saw inside of my head like a path of what was causing the trigger point. And it was too much pressure on the outside of this individual's left foot in their stance. And that's what I heard, that's what I saw, and it was the craziest thing because I was looking down, at the patient, and it was just like a little gold light that showed me this hurts here because of the pressure that's right here, from the pressure that's right here, that's from the pressure right here, which is actually because there's too much pressure right here. So if we can balance that, then all of the rest of the things go into alignment in that person's foot. And that alleviates the pressure on this part of their knee, which alleviates the pressure on this part of their hip, which alleviates pressure on this part of their shoulder, which alleviates pressure on this part of the elbow and eliminates the pressure that's on the inside of the wrist, and so on and so forth with this person and this trigger point up in their neck. But I just saw all of this path and all of it very instantly. And this was after being sick, and after having spent, I want to say, 6 weeks isolated, 6 to 8 weeks where I was isolated from everybody else. But I came back different. I came back more sensitive after having spent that time. But was it because of the illness? Or was it because of, the introspection that I did in learning what my gift is, and that's to listen to the bodies. So, or that's one of my gifts. I shouldn't say that is my only gift because it's not. But when I touch a body, I see the path. I see the location. I see the path that it goes. I see the reason it is that way. And I see the adjustment that can be made. Sometimes it's an energetic adjustment. Sometimes it's physical adjustments. Sometimes it is, just working with certain muscle groups to create more stability around that space to, get it to be able to fire the way that it needs to. There's so many different things that go into it, but I don't know. I got lost in that train of thought. See, this is what happens when I start talking about this and I try to start recording this stuff, and it's difficult to record because it's too fast. It comes in too fast and I just see it, and it's like every time I go back to the thought of the initial pathway that I saw, I see more of it, and it spreads to this area and why it's affecting this area, and then it goes over here and it shows me what's happened, to this joint based on this, and and it'll go through piece by piece if I do that. And I probably lost so many of you at this point, but anyway, the topic of this is, did that happen because of being separated and having to use my own gifts to keep myself alive? Or did that happen because something was introduced that altered my mind through having the COVID virus? So, maybe I've opened an entire can of worms, and maybe I've lost every person that listens to this. But let me know what you think, because I am going to post this, and we're going to see how this goes, because I'm very curious to find out, the effects that you had, and who you are since you've had COVID, because I know that, I don't even look the same that I looked before then. I don't. So, I don't know. Comment, share your story, and if you would like to book a personal appointment or get involved in a special content group, I will have information about that coming soon. I haven't decided the platform I'm going to use, but I do have specific content, and it goes very much in depth into healing and reading and just everything about developing your gifts and your specifics, how you are and what's best for you. I haven't decided a platform, but I do have a lot of stuff to share. I really, truly do. And if you'd like to be a part of it, I would love to have you on that journey with me. Email me at healingwithsunshine@yahoo.com. I'll put that in the description box as well. And I will start an email to keep you informed on, when that group will be available and when the membership will be available. So just keep your eyes out for that. Thanks again. This is Healing with Sunshine.